Thank you. Okay, Mr. Bam.
My name is Bam Johnson. I've been doing martial arts since I was 6 years old. To me, martial arts and hip-hop always been one. I mean, you grew up in the 70s and so forth. You couldn't come up without doing the two. You know, you're just playing on the streets and so forth. But writing has always been my way to express myself, to, like, you know, get away from all the negativity that was going on. So I didn't, before I even started writing books, I used to always write articles for a lot of the major martial art magazines, whatever you can do to get your name out there. And I guess from, you know, writing so many articles, I got some cover stories in some of the major martial art magazines. And I think the thing that stands out so much about that, all those articles was written by me, but I put other people's names on it. You know, because you don't want to write an article and put your name out there. It's better if you can get somebody else to do it. And it led to me getting like it looks like a martial arts book, but really it's a hip hop book. Basically what it's talking about, the lifestyle of coming up in the inner city and how you have to take the principles of spiritual development, everything that you see going on with holistic transformation and all that stuff that's happening now. And it was put out by a major author called Human Kinetics. The book, when it first came out, it was on the New Authors Bestsellers list. I mean, when you can do a project and you have kids coming up saying, man, that saved my life, I was ready to commit suicide, went to the library, read that book, man, and you right there where I'm at. That's the type of stuff I'm interested in writing. I'm writing about something that can empower you. You can be in Japan, you pick my stuff up, and it's going to change your life. It's going to make you think about doing something better. And that's basically what my whole life is about when I write and so forth. So I mean, hopefully I got enough information. You know, my thing is just about trying to empower other people through the touch of the pen, you know. Thanks.
Hip-hop and martial arts, like, what is the connection and how do you express that connection in your writing different from, let's say, in the way that Wu-Tang made the connection?
That's interesting. I like the Jay-Z song. I think it was like for American Gangster when he said, I don't spin on my head, I was twirling in the halls. I wasn't spinning on my head, I was twirling in the halls, as a matter of fact, right up the street in these Baltimore Lafayette projects. You know, doing it, you know, I was out there in the grind. And while all my friends was out there doing all that crazy and I was doing the crazy stuff, people look at Baltimore and they say it's bad now. It ain't nothing compared to how it was in the early 80s. You know, and I was right there on the front line. But the thing that saved me from dying and being with 30 or 40 years like my homies was martial arts. See, whenever we was in the club slamming, I was doing my martial arts with my dancing. So it was before the Wu-Tang. I mean, if you think back about the 70s, man, when hip-hop was first being developed, when you came out the movie theaters, you was beatboxing and practicing, emulating Bruce Lee, making nunchucks. Anybody know about that? Making the nunchucks with the broomsticks and the chains and stuff, man. Ain't everybody talk about skateboard being new. Man, you was doing all that in the 70s, man. That was a whole culture. It just never really got that focus. Now, because mainstream America buying into it, they kind of like stole it from us. And I'm like, hold up. This us, we made a contribution. So I guess for me to get to the writing part, when I got in trouble for my craziness and I was locked down for a little bit, I wanted to be free from my demons. This was my demons. It was coming, like he said, I was so down, I was gone. The thing that brought me back up. So when you talk about creativity, I don't question what comes from me, I let it come. And it's like the pen doing the work. And it's by the strength of God. When I came home, people came to me like, we want to do a book on you. We want to do a martial arts book. I said, no, I can't do a martial arts book. This book is everything that tells you about the lifestyle that we overcome through the element of hip-hop. Hip-hop is nothing but a lifestyle. Right or wrong, that's all it is. It ain't the rapping. It ain't the breakdancing. It's a lifestyle. It's just trying to be cool, being accepted. But what did martial arts give you? Martial arts give you everything that's missing in our society that was in the 70s. Our grandmas, the whole neighborhood raised you. What does martial arts schools do? It raises you. So I'm saying, hold up, if I'm going to bring something back, let me bring back that missing element. So it was never really disconnected. It was like disconnected, but it's always there. Wu-Tang, I mean, I love them dearly, you know, and I used to rock to what they do. But it ain't that. I mean, I'm talking about deepening it. I'm talking about practicing the kicks, going through all that. I mean, look at any little kid right now when you see him doing breakdance. You take both of those things, it ain't nothing but martial arts, man. You know, I guess my quest with my book was to change the world through the urban expression of martial arts. And I ain't trying to be racial about it, but it's like I want people to see that we made a contribution. I mean, I done been to China, all over the world practicing martial arts. I done worked with Bruce Lee's daughter. Everybody in the industry of martial arts I done worked with. And I guess I had so much mainstream success, I never represent my urban success. So, I mean, I was out there, I guess when the brother asked you about how you stop from getting lost, I got lost. So now why I'm here is because I'm trying to go back to my root. I'm saying, nah, accept me for who I am. So who I am is that hip hop. I guess I call it the fusion of all that, man, you know? And that's what the hood, that's what urban is, you know? Does it make sense?
Well, I would let you know, I truly appreciate you saying that because I'm a grown woman. I'm over 30 and I rap hip hop every day. And you know, I really do resist when people say things like, you know, hip hop is a ghetto, as if ghetto is a bad word, but it's a bad thing. It's hood, it's dirty. I'm a college educated woman. I'm dirty. I'm hip hop all day. So I gotta give you a little bit of that for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, once again, it's not a racial statement. Remember, I'm a black guy doing martial arts. Plus, I do Kung Fu, which is a Chinese art. And if you know anything about martial arts, going to China, you know, brothers just shouldn't be, if you ain't fighting, you can't be an artist. Either anybody that come from the hood, you represent something that being, you know, just being like expressive, being thinking out the box. You cannot be an artist, somebody that want to express themselves. See, I'm a real emotional person. I like to cry, I like to let it out, you know what I'm saying? You know, so people, I mean, even to this day, people tell me I can't do this. People, when I wrote this book, another martial artist said, man, I was expecting more technique. I'm beyond that. Anybody can fight. Anybody can talk about, you know, violence and all that stuff. Let's talk about something higher. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about something deeper. You know, and I go, everything that I write about, once again, represent, and it's so beautiful, it represents me coming up in Lafayette Projects right here in Baltimore. I mean, my next project that I'm working on right now, we got a magazine called Fuya, the fusion of hip hop and martial arts. Now, this is why you gotta have the best of both worlds. I'm at mainstream, but I go down at on the underground, and I get as is to design the magazine. And then I go and get a mainstream guy that is a distributor to distribute the magazine. So when a kid picked this up and shorty, he say, man, that ain't hip hop, it's the best of both worlds. I want to come with both of them. And people still, when I let people at another level, corporate America, somebody just happened to see it last week. He was like, geez, man, there's some incorrect spelled words in there. Well, most of the kids spell it like that. I ain't trying to please you, I'm trying to please that teenage young adult market. See, because they are the one that control the economy. They're the ones that's buying the hip hop. They're the ones that are the next leaders. And once again, everything that I do, man, it's about building better leaders. Anything that I write, I guarantee you read any magazine on the newsstand, everything's talking about negativity. We talk about negativity, but we give you a positive solution. And it's like a place where every teenager or young adult, I want you to write to me, talk to me, let me know what's going on, and guess what? I'm a print it. We ain't gonna never exploit women, we ain't gonna never be holding a nine, we ain't gonna never be doing anything that represents the negativity that people keep associating with hip hop. I mean, and it's crazy, man. I love hip hop, I breathe hip hop. And I know you probably say, dang, but we talking martial arts. But I ask you this question, wasn't Bruce Lee thinking out the box? Anybody know Bruce Lee? Wasn't Bruce Lee thinking out the box? You want to read some deep stuff? Read Bruce Lee. And I remember when I went to China, somebody told me, they said, man, you love Bruce Lee. Well, why are you trying to emulate Bruce Lee when Bruce Lee emulates you? If you don't believe me, go back and look at what inspired you so much about Bruce. When he started emulating Muhammad Ali. So you trying to do your own self. You know, so it's about bringing something out the box, man. I'm all over the place. I love controversy. You know, I want to find a problem, and I want to find a solution for it, and I want to bring it on a positive level. You know, and once again in the martial arts industry, what I'm trying to do, you cannot imagine how many people I can sit there, and I hate to use the name, sitting there talking to Chuck Norris about taking some element and bringing it so we can bring it back to the kids in the inner city. That's what they call it. I hate when they use that term, the inner city kids. Hate when they use that term. But we want to bring something back, but no, we don't want to do that. It's a bad stereotype. You know, so everything that I do is like not trying to conform to what society want me to do. Because remember, he said, you know, urban books are the #1 seller. They like major sellers, but self-help books are major sellers. Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins, all those guys. But what are they selling you? They selling you their struggle and how they were able to overcome it and flip it and go contrary to everything else that's out there in society. And we buy it. That's what type of stuff I'm on, you know? When I finish writing, I want to be doing seminars with people bringing me in for $100,000 to talk about my book. I want to do it like they doing it. They got a whole curriculum. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying, you know, it's about leaving a legacy, man. It's beyond just me, because I'm just trying to change the world. And I know I keep saying that, but that's what this is about, man. I'm trying to change our youth, you know?
Ain't nothing wrong.
And when I write, it's like when I'm writing one project and I get stuck, I go and I start writing something else over here. It's like, because my creative juices are going, so I'm stuck at a moment. So when I was writing this book, I had wrote another book that was real easy, and right now that book is being published. It's like a simple martial art book, but once again, I never had a manager. I never had like a promotional agent. I promoted myself through my whole career. I've been in movies, TV, everything, and I've been my own manager and my own promotional person. And basically what I always do, I'm just trying to write different angles for different companies, because I believe the hustle is, if I can get this mainstream company to put my book out there, then I got to ride off of the publicity that they give me on another project. Then if I can get another company that I got like right now, which is a simple self-defense magazine book called Street Combat, which is basically taking what we did when we was out there twirling and beating people up and put it in a documented form and show people how we was thinking. So if I can get a #1 company to put that out, then I ride off the free publicity that I'm getting from them. So basically, like he was saying, you got to keep your name out there, you know. And in order to keep that name out there, it's like, for me, it's just writing one project and then going off to do another thing. And I got to do a second one, because I think if you do one thing and you just sit there and wait for that to manifest, it don't manifest, it'll destroy your goals. So it's like, I got to set a lot of goals and keep all of them going. And when one of them hits, I ain't even worried about that, because I'm off to the second one, you know. So when you first asked that question, I just thought about Nike. Just do it. Don't question yourself. That's what he said when we first started. Just go out there and do it, man. I think the worst enemy is yourself, your own self-doubt. You just got to go out and fight through it, man. And you'll work miracles, because the real truth is from within. You just got to let it out, you know. Once again, for me, writing, I guess the one thing I like to leave everybody with is like, writing is my way to just to allow myself to grow. It's about expressing yourself. So I think the greatest thing that, once again, on pen and paper, when you can just let those feelings and those emotions out, man, you might not realize that place that you at that might be so hard, when you let it out, and especially if it go to print like this. I mean, I got an article in here, man, by a little kid, a suburban kid that's locked down in jail right now. When the kid called me and said, man, I'm in trouble again, I said, I love you, man, but guess what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to tell your story to the world. Write me an article. Now when another teenager reading this, they're like, damn, man, that's deep. That's what I want people to feel through my writing, you know. If you ain't writing for that, man, you just might as well leave the pen alone. I mean, even in movies, anything that you're doing about art, it gotta move people. I mean, I cry when you cry. You know, I move when I get an email and the kids say, man, you know, that helped me through that struggle. That's the only way I write. And you know, because I don't do it for money, because I know this sounds crazy. If I really wanted to get rich, I go back up Lafayette Projects, get a package, and go and do that. I'm already rich, and it's through my art. And whatever else God bless me with, come on, man, that's going to come. That's that ultimate level. And imagine, because nothing can stop you then. As long as you're rich from within, man, you can do remarkable things. And that's the only reason why I write. Books, articles, whatever it may be, movies, you know, it's just about expressing yourself.